Okay.
I'm about to get racist.
Now,
Great videos.
now I'm ultra racist. There was one of my favorite videos are when they take like certain characters and they're like, like people be like, you, like, what are you gonna say? Speak, motherfucker.
Speak, motherfucker. Do you speak English?
No habla español.
Speak, motherfucker.
So, hello, ladies and gentlemen. We finally got this thing to work. Not in the way we wanted, but
Excuse me, what about our couch potatoes out there? You see, Seb is so insensitive, man. And our couch potatoes. You represent everyone here.
I want to say something, but I don't know if it would be like, even if it's an offensive joke, I don't know if it would be like too real.
Oh my gosh. If you have to question it, don't say it. We're on YouTube, man.
That's true. I won't say it then.
You can't say Kansas on the... Oh, wait. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
It's like, it's like that gumball joke that was like, there's lots of things that don't exist, like New Zealand.
See? Gumball gets it. Oh, wait. I lost this round. Yeah, let me just do that. I was about to do a fatality on this dude, but that wouldn't be very nice.
What if he did what if it was a quitality and he did it to himself?
I'd enjoy it.
Okay.
Orgasmic experience.
Baraka wins. Flawless cake.
Barack Obama wins.
His winning animation is him and Michelle Obama hugging. I don't know what this is.
Little do we know Michelle Obama's a man. Dude, I saw that shit online and I was like, that's hilarious. I don't know what anyone says. That is hilarious. It doesn't matter what side of the political spectrum you're on. That shit was so funny.
We're gonna get canceled.
I don't care.
It's funny because I'm still gonna post this.
I'm so fucking funny, bro. How are you gonna say Michelle Obama's a man?
It's like you ever seen like those YouTube videos that's like John Cena's Illuminati? You want to know how? His shirts talk about the Fruity Pebbles. There's 40 Fruity Pebbles in each box. You can take those 40 Fruity Pebbles and make a triangle out of them. Therefore, John Cena is a part of the Illuminati. Like, how do you...
I believe it.
Someone made a joke video saying Jay-Z was a part of the Illuminati because his nose looked like an ugly triangle.
I'm telling you, man, the signals are always there. We just gotta look for them, you know?
Oh my god.
We are the New World Order.
The fucking me being a big wrestling fan, I hear New World Order and I'm like, okay, someone has to be heel Hollywood Hulk Hogan with a do-rag.
Oh my gosh. Nerd! Nerd!
Will you be that guy? Will you come out with the do-rag and the Hollywood Hulk Hogan belt and you're gonna be like, brother, fuck these people, brother?
I mean, I have a do-rag, so I guess we could do it.
Be like that time Booker T called Hulk Hogan the N-word on WCW and then regretted it immediately.
What a loser. Imagine regretting saying the N-word. Couldn't be me.
Or, here's something. There's something called the Shockmaster. Like, in WCW, a bunch of different wrestlers like Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Psycho Sid, they were building up like, this is the Shockmaster, and he's gonna be our newest, tag team partner. And this man busts out the wall. Now, don't get me wrong. He was supposed to be like a joke wrestler to begin with. Like, this man had tight ass shorts, like small ass shorts. He had a weird. He had those weird like.
Sorry. I should have won that round. He literally footsied me. I'm so disappointed. He had like a sliver of health. I'm a failure. Cut the stream. I have to do it. I have to jump out the window. This is ridiculous.
He is now fapping.
I'm looking at your WhatsApp picture, and it's the fucking toast. It's the happy toast staring at me, and I want to burn it. Fuck that toast, man. Shit. That toast ain't never done shit.
Oh my god. You want some sandwiches? You want a pancake, baby?
I don't eat pancakes. I eat waffles, bitch. I ain't no bitch ass motherfucker. Yo, imagine like if you decided whether or not like you would eat pancakes or waffles and it would change the rest of your life. Like let's say you decided to eat pancakes and you were just like a bitch for the rest of your life.
What the fuck? Is this your weird way of saying that you don't like pancakes?
No. I'm just right.
What was that? What was that one news reporter that he had like a late night news network that was like extremely radical? Not like Alex Jones radical, but it's radical. And he would, I forgot his name, but he would end his like his episodes every night with even when I'm wrong, I'm right. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Exactly, because he's talking about politics, so he can never really be wrong.
No, I get it.
Because everyone's wrong.
Yep. But,
so there's no right.
Yeah. Yo, I oh my god, have you seen like some of my favorite moments to watch are like when news reporters get fucked over by like the people they invite onto the network.
Oh yeah.
Like it doesn't matter which side. It doesn't matter which side. I just love seeing like a news reporter, or better yet, like there was one where I saw like I forgot the girl, but it was a girl on Fox News, right? One of the girls on Fox News, and some dude called because they were opening phone calls, and I think it was a Southern dude that called because he had like the accent and everything, and I call this calm obliteration. He just straight up says, he says, I want you guys to know I think what I'm about to say, I think of the same way of your rival Democratic networks. He's like, I feel you guys are completely twisting stories and not telling them the way they are. And then when he went to the woman, he was like, you used to be a judge, you should know better. You're just twisting all of these things. People are still people regardless of which side they're on. You need to make sure you tell stories about the people and not what sides they're on, because you're just telling a story of enemy versus enemy. And he's like, during this time, that shouldn't be how it is. If there's one universal thing I know everyone else can agree on, and this is me speaking, is that I personally believe this is the one political thing I'll ever add in a video. I do believe that the media likes to twist shit, and it doesn't matter which side it's on. You know what I mean? It will. They want to separate, people with race. They want to separate people with sexualities, and they'll do whatever the hell they need.
They're playing a tribalistic game.
Yep.
Yeah, I get it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So it's just.
It's something we can't really prevent. I wrote a whole paper on it. It's just, I wrote it for both sides of the spectrum. So it's like, I'm not advocating for either side in terms of what their news media, at least the popular ones, like CNN, Fox, CSNBC, popular news channels. Those are for sure like big dummies in terms of like how they report the news, because it's very clearly biased.
Yep. And, you want to know what I miss? I miss the days when I would wake up in the morning and my grandma would have fucking News 12 The Bronx and Eyewitness News. Okay. Like, they would just tell you what things were. They told you the important stuff. Like, no. It's hot as fuck. But like they'll tell you like, nah, fuck what Shelly Sanders has to say. We're going to tell you about
the fuck off the Bruckner.
Exactly. Don't go to the Bruckner. Stay away from this Blimpies. It might blow up.
Sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts. Oh no, what did they say? AccuWeather Report brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. That's what it is. It's perfect.
Yeah, and for...
I was like, what does Dunkin' Donuts know about weather?
Yeah, and I'll say this. For News 12 The Bronx, I don't know about Eyewitness News, but for News 12 The Bronx, it was always... This news broadcast was brought to you by...
Oh,
PC.
Wow. Is that a soundboard or was that you? That was actually cool.
That was me.
That was pretty solid.
Like,
oh, okay.
PC Richardson Son. It was either PC Richardson Son or the Michelin Man. You know,
the Muffin Man! My Shrek PTSD is coming back.
Listen, that's one of my favorite scenes from Shrek. He's married. I love that. He's married to the Muffin Man. The Muffin Man. The Muffin Man.
I swear, I feel like everyone grew up on the same childhood. It was great.
There was one day Johnny and I were talking, and during our conversation, we realized that like we grew up on almost the same cartoons. So he made a joke about Franklin the Turtle from Nick Jr.
No clue what that is.
And I was
sounds interesting.
Trust me, like if you see it, you'll recognize it. And we made it was a cartoon based off like.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. The turtle with the hat, right?
Yeah, hey, it's Franklin. There was, and then I'm.
Like a school shooter. I had to say it. If I wasn't gonna say it, no one else would.
I'm thinking of the episode where he cheated on the test to get the pen, and I'm thinking like, yo, what if that ended differently?
I've never seen like the actual show, but there was a meme of it that I remember where it was like he was in the bus looking out the window, and I think someone was making fun of him, and he's like, "All right, that's it," and it goes to like a shot of the bus, and all you hear is.
Oh my god. Okay, I know this isn't Franklin, but this also reminds me of that Goofy movie meme. They've been laughing as long as I remember. But they're not gonna laugh anymore. Pop, 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 pop. Oh, the Goofy movie was so good too.
Dude, I think, listen, we have to talk about this. I don't know if we've spoken about this on the podcast before, but we have to, right? Especially right now.
Okay.
The chick from the Goofy movie.
Oh.
She needs to be nerfed.
Oh.
Like, holy
Roxanne.
shit, bro. I was really thinking about,
Roxanne.
getting with a dog. If it wasn't for that, listen, everything about her was like a hot teenage girl. The only difference was her snout. The fact alone that she had a snout was the only reason I could tell that was a dog. That's it. Otherwise, dude, I'd be good. No one would be making fun of me. But right now, everyone's like, dude, that's a dog. What's your problem?
No. You wanna know why they say that?
Because they're into it too.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. This is like the equivalent of saying that Lola Bunny from the original Space Jam with Michael Jordan wasn't attractive.
Exactly.
Like listen, don't get me, even though I don't, okay, me personally, I think furries get a lot of fucking like unnecessary hate. I get the jokes, but
I never understood that there was a spectrum until like you told me. I didn't.
Yeah.
I thought it was all just like.
Yeah, no, there's.
Like, it's funny because if it was in any other situation, I'd be a bigot. But like if I said that about like Hispanics, you'd be like,
what? That's dude, but that's very fucking different.
I know, but I'm talking about. That's why I said if it was any other situation, bro, I'd be considered a bigot.
But
no,
I don't
think
know.
I don't know. I think you're right. They do get a lot of unnecessary hate.
Yeah, like listen, there's a difference between people twerking in fursuits and just people drawing a dog and saying, "Hey, look, it's a dog." Like what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? But you know what I mean? That's like the equivalent of saying Lola Bunny from the OG Space Jam wasn't attractive. Like, you know what I mean? Like what the fuck is wrong with you?
Cat, bro. You're just ashamed because you're kink shaming your fellow kinkers. Or, I don't know what the fuck.
No, I think you said it. No, I think you said it right.
It's kinker?
Well, I don't know about kinkers, but kink shaming, the definite.
Oh, okay. I was like, did I get that right?
It sounds like a deformed version of like the Canker Sisters from Ed, and Nettie.
Oh, no, not Plank. Bro, listen.
I didn't even say it.
You want to know how you're on the wrong side of the internet? No, because I just thought of it. That's why I said Plank.
Ah, okay.
Listen, you want to know how you're on the wrong side of the internet? It's when people start calling inanimate objects hot, like Plank. Oh my gosh. Listen, I think I was on TikTok one day, and I think it was like a girl who was like, you know, since guys are complaining about how Lola Bunny was hot and now she's not anymore, I hope the Ed, Ed and Eddie remake doesn't make Plank any less hot. It was sexy music playing to Plank. It was like the scenes he would be in, but it was just Plank, and they put a filter on it, so it was like all sparkly and shit. I was like, what the fuck is this?
That's beautiful.
I was traumatized. It was great.
Hey, how about this? Okay, hold on. How about this? I'm gonna name a whole bunch of cartoons, and you tell me if you remember them, okay?
Oh, fuck it, bro. You're probably gonna give me cartoons I don't remember, or that we've spoken about before.
Okay.
So let's see. Let's see.
All right, but like, well, I'm gonna stay away from like the flapjacks and shit. You know what I mean? Because you know these are stuff.
You can go to Flapjack because I've seen Flapjack.
All right, okay, we can do that. All right, Flapjack.
Just name any, and then we'll see.
Okay, I'll start with more easy ones. Flapjack. So that's
Yes.
yeah. Regular show.
Great. Wait, hold on. Quick idea, right? Before we continue, we have to do a cartoon tier list.
Oh my god! I wanted to talk to you about that too.
Why we haven't thought of this sooner.
Same. I saw this video game Donkey did this video, and I was thinking we should do the same thing. Let's do a gaming console tier list.
Ooh, I like that as well. The Kentucky Fried Chicken game.
Forgot was
it that or was it Wendy's? I can't remember.
No. KFC did the console. Wendy's did the rap album.
Oh, KFC. That's what it was. Wait, did it a rap album? Oh no, we gotta rate it.
Just to give you an idea of how in the meme they are, they called it "We Beefin'."
Okay, that's cool. That is really
like
cool.
They don't take themselves seriously, obviously, but it's.
That's the best thing to hear in a company. No one wants to be taken seriously. McDonald's takes themselves seriously, and look at the downhill slope they're on.
Yup, our McChicken is fresh. Oh, really?
You wanna prove that again with the rats in your food? Sure, health code A my ass.
Ah, there's Remy from Ratatouille again. I ate a Cheeto. Oh my god. Oh, I was
special order. I don't know why. Listen, in Ratatouille, right? For anyone who hasn't seen it or who doesn't remember this, listen, this is perhaps one of the funniest things to me for no fucking reason.
No, I agree with you.
I always stand by this. Listen, in the movie, Remy. No, what's the guy's name?
Like the dude he controls.
Yeah, the dude Remy controls. I forgot his name.
Linguini.
Linguini.
Yes.
Yo, listen. Linguini made a special dish, right? That technically Remy made, right? But everyone gave, Linguini credit. So, there was a scene in the movie where Linguini's dish was requested, right? Because the customers wanted something new. So he made it. He made it the way he wanted, the way Remy wanted to make it. Because I keep forgetting Remy's a whole, Remy's the actual cook. But eventually, the thing gets ordered or whatever, and Remy fucks with the way that they wanted it, right? That the place wanted it. So the order goes out, and it comes back, and everyone wants the dish. Everyone wants the linguine special. So the waiter comes in out of breath, and he's like, I love it.
Yo, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And as the scene progresses, everyone wants it, and they're like, "Can I get the linguine special? Can I get that? Can I get that? Can I get that?" And he just keeps saying, "Special order, special order." He keeps getting louder. Special order, special order. Dude, I will never understand why that scene is one of the funniest in Disney history. Because that shit right there is comedy gold.
Ratatouille.
Right? I don't know.
No, listen, Ratatouille had like subtle moments. Like one of my favorite moments, it was like, oh, here's our other chef. He's the one people fear the most, and he's like, I once killed a man with this thumb.
He changes the story every time.
I'll say this: it has one of my favorite love stories. Like I love Linguini. I forgot her name, but Linguini and that one cook, Colette. There we go.
Yeah.
Yo, that was beautiful. Loved it.
There was that, and there was something else. I don't know if you remember, but the scene where what's the guy?
The midget.
You know what? Yeah, I was about to say that, but I don't want to be offensive, so I was trying to figure out the short person. I don't fucking know. The midget. Listen, yo, the midget had a scene where he was inside of the office, right? You know, not the show, of course, but where he was speaking with his lawyer, I think it was, right? And he was talking. He was like, I want to make all of these fast food. Right? So he's talking about all this shit. And, eventually, as the movie progresses, we figure out that his dream might not come true because Linguini is Gusto's son, right? And we're like, whoa, right? Here's another. I'm telling you, Ratatouille is gold, and I don't even think we recognize how gold it is.
No. People
high on top.
No, Ratatouille is one of my favorite movies of all time. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Later when he's speaking to his lawyer, because he found the thing that Linguini's mom wrote before she died, right? I don't understand why he never burned it, but whatever. He has a moment where there's another thing that I don't understand why it's so funny, but it is. Is
it when he's reading it and his face just gets worse?
No, it's when the lawyer's in there and he yells out, "He has a son!" It's not as funny as the special order, but dude, I can't tell you how much I got like so caught off guard when he said that, because I was like, what? Is it because he's fat? That's not cool. I thought getting like so confused.
One of my favorite moments from there too. I had a moment like that too, and it was when like he was trying to explain to he went outside like into the eating area, and he was like,
I have a little issue.
He was
it's a teeny tiny issue, and she looks down, so I'm thinking he's talking about his dick. Oh.
No, that one was great. That was a great moment. But for me, it's a very small moment too. But he burst out into like the dining area, and he just says, "There's rats in the kitchen," and everyone looks at him like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" So then he just stays quiet, and then he looks around, and he kind of looks down for a second, and then he looks back up, and then he just walks back into the kitchen. And like that killed me.
No.
Like even as a kid.
Wait, weren't those the rats?
I mean, obviously.
Weren't the rats looking at him when he said it?
No, there was
I'm trying to remember the scene.
no. There were two. I think there were two different scenes. There was one where like the crowd was looking at him weird, and then there was the scene where like at first when he discovered the rats and he didn't say. They just looked at each other for a second.
Yeah, he burst in, and then he just sits there for a second,
And he's like, "What
about
the
to leave, but the rats
fuck?"
jump his ass.
Yes, that was beautiful.
Oh, no! I remember how when he walked in, and then he turned on the light. He didn't turn on the lights yet, but eventually he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get ready for work or whatever." So he turns on the lights, and he sees all of the rats. Oh my gosh, dude!
Yo, that was fucking great.
That show. I remember, that fucking movie was too much.
That's Ratatouille is a 10 out of 10. That's one of Disney's best movies ever. No questions asked.
We don't deserve it.
We do not deserve Ratatouille. I love how we went from politics to rats cooking food. I ate the Cheeto.
Sebastian, are you making fun of me? I am simply trying to be the best cook I can be. For anyone can cook.
And then the old lady comes out with the rifle. Oh my fucking god. Oh, okay. Let's see, there's a lot of shows and movies. Let's see.
Yeah, let's get back to the list we were trying to talk about.
That's okay. Don't worry. No, listen, that was great. Like, Ratatouille is one of my favorite movies of all time, and the fact that it's one of yours too is just beautiful. I love it.
It's funny because we never discovered it till now. Like, that we both love it so much.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever spoken about Ratatouille.
I don't think so. I think this is a first.
Yeah.
Let's see. Billy and Mandy.
Right, Billy and Mandy is a great show. I like it. I didn't see too much of it as a kid, but I loved it.
I just got the Get Me Mojo going. It's like, Dracula don't suck. What are you talking about? Vampires suck blood. Dracula, no. Dracula don't suck. Dracula scrape and lick like this. That's what he does. Let's see. We already know about Avatar: The Last Airbender. We already know about that. Like 10 out of 10. We already know.
I haven't seen Korra. Wait, do you want to rate it right now? Like just a dry rating?
Like Korra or?
No. I mean like just all of these shows. Like just do a dry rating. Like this doesn't count for like the list because we obviously haven't thought about it, right? Because at least for the list we were able to like have some time. But let's do a dry rating right now. Let's just say how we feel about it. Like first.
All right. So we said Billy and Mandy. Billy and Mandy, like that is a 9.5. If anything, maybe a 10. I could have to watch the show again, but that show is wonderful.
I would definitely rate it a 9. I haven't seen too much of it, but I agree.
Yeah. Listen, Grimm is one of my favorite characters ever. Okay, whoever came up with the idea of a Jamaican Grim Reaper deserves exactly, dude.
That was funny.
Greg Eagles is the name of the voice actor. Completely killed Grimm's role every time. Kid never heard of mouthwash. Like fucking. Whoa. Look away. This isn't for a child to see. Like, I don't know how he did it. Let's see. Hot take right now. And I say this because even though there's many people that agree with me, I know there's people that will disagree. But Ed, Edd n Eddy is a rare 10 out of 10. And the reason I say that is on paper, Ed, Edd n Eddy should not work. And I'll tell you why. No, yeah.
I agree.
And I'm sure you know already, but at least for the audience who are hearing this and they're like, what the fuck do you mean? On paper, the idea of kids scamming other kids and getting fucked over by it shouldn't really work. You know what I mean? You're taking the idea of kids being annoying and not making it work. But I don't know how the creator, Danny Antonucci, did it, but he made the show hilarious. Looney Tunes, I'm talking Tom and Jerry level expressive. It's one of the last few hand-drawn shows ever. And just the amount of passion he put into the show, he made everything work. Like, if the character needed to get punished, they got fucking punished. If if there was a character that was in the right, they made sure they were in the right. They were always creative with what they did. They were always off the wall. Like, some of my favorite jokes aren't even the crazy slapstick parts as much as I love those parts. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about moments like, now all we have to do is, what happened to the stairs? My parents took them down because I am grounded. And then Double D's in the background, like, that's disturbing. Or
You know what I never noticed? I don't remember seeing too many adults in the show.
They touched on that once. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Everyone has their theories. There's that one creepypasta theory that's really weird. But
everything's a lie.
Yeah, there's always one. The theory was that Ed, Edd n Eddy was based off Purgatory, and that's why we didn't see their parents.
Oh my gosh.
And that, like,
that was not what I was thinking about. Yeah. Holy shit.
Yo, you'd be surprised what people come up with creepypastas. Like, you know how, like, some of the characters had different colored tongues? They said that was because of the rotten corpses and shit. And I was like, you're just disgusting. You're just ruining everything.
Gosh.
And they were like,
dude, it's a kid show.
Exactly. Like, dude, they said Eddie was, let's see if I can dig deeper into this, if I can remember what people said. They said that the reason Eddie loved to scam people was that he was a kid during the Great Depression, and that's how he would get his money.
Oh, wow.
Like,
that actually makes a little too much sense.
Yeah, but I hate it. You know what I mean? At least with, like, let's say with the Curse the Cowardly Dog theory that, like, it's in the eyes of a real life dog. I'm like, oh, that's, you know what I mean? That's actually a pretty solid theory, and it doesn't ruin it for you.
Yeah.
But
it's like, it's a little, dramatic.
Yeah, the shit is extreme. You know what I mean? But dark shit aside, Ed, Edd n Eddy is a very rare cartoon. Like, even their bad episodes aren't bad. It's decent compared to the fucking constant gems they put out. And they ended the show with the movie, and the movie is amazing. And they finally touched on Eddie's brother, and it turns out that Eddie's brother is a fucking dickhead and bullies Eddie. And
Eddie.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's why Eddie is the way he is. Because during the movie, you learn, like, just, their friendship is tested. And eventually, Eddie plays one joke too far on Double D, and Double D snaps. And he's like, if this is how friends are going to treat each other, then... Yep, pretty much. And then Eddie starts to cry because he realized, oh my God, did I just lose my best friend? Don't get me wrong, it's still like the Ed and Eddie charm, and you hear Ed in the background like, the brotherly love is broken. Dumb shit. But Eddie starts crying, and then Double D feels bad because he's like, God damn it, I love this goof. So they
always love Ed.
But the three of them pretty much rekindle, and they realize, Eddie especially realizes, I have to be better. So eventually when they meet up with the brother and they realize that the brother's being a big dickhead to him, don't get me wrong, they do like the classic, cartoony shit, but you realize that, oh my God, no wonder Eddie's the way he is. His brother used to abuse him. So eventually, out of an accident, Eddie fucks up his brother because of a door. You'd be surprised how, but eventually, while his friend, Ed and Double D go to check on him, and Eddie's like, it's all a lie. They're like, what the hell are you talking about? And it's like, my brother, me, everything's a lie. He said, all this time I built up everything about my brother, the scams, everything, because I just wanted to be cool. He's like, I did this for years. Like, what a meta way of saying, like, the seasons, but he said, I did this for years. When am I gonna learn, Double D? Only for Double D to respond with, you already have. And I'm like, yo.
Dude. The purgatory theory is sounding a little more realistic now. Especially with that. I don't know, man.
Listen, this was different. You know what I mean? Like, this was because...
I don't know, man. It doesn't sound different.
I hate...
He did say years. And he's been the same age.
Listen,
Okay.
It would listen. Ed and Eddie is the king of fourth wall jokes. You know what I mean? Like literally in the ending scene when the kids finally like accept them, and they become friends with them. Double D was like, yes, and it took us 10 seasons and a movie to do it. You know what I mean? Like they do jokes and shit. You know what I mean? Like I don't think it's because of the theory. I think it was
Yeah.
Samurai Jack, or not really.
I would like to say that, at least from the few episodes I've seen, no, that's not even true. I haven't even seen a few episodes. I feel like I've seen some. Oh, no. You know what I'm thinking of? I don't know if you remember, but there was this show, I think it was on Cuba or some shit, and it was like about like these animals or whatever, and they would work together with like this girl with a pink hat and this dude with a weird hat. I don't even fucking know. And he would like shoot out things from his stick gun or whatever. I don't know. It was just about like trying to get animals together because there was a great war, and there was this evil guy behind it, and they're just trying to get all the animals back together so they could fight him. I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
It's weird. I don't even remember what it's called.
I thought you were gonna say like Animal Mechanicals or like, you know what I mean? But like then I was like, wait, what the fuck?
It's kind of like that. Kind of like Kids Next Door, but for animals. And like, they would get new kids like every episode, like that type of thing. But, I don't know. It was weird.
I'll say this now that we mentioned Kids Next Door. Now that it's okay, it was okay. We can go back on Samurai Jack. If anything, we could watch it together. But now that you mentioned Kids Next Door, classic.
Wait, quick question: was there a movie? Because I swear there was a movie.
No, there is a movie.
And it was like all the kids trying to deliver something, and I think it was like pizza or something.
I don't know about that, but there was definitely
something about like their part in the mission.
There was definitely some. I think there was something like that. I know it involved number one having a dad. And
no. That's not what I'm talking about. You remember the five? You remember how there were like five twins who would always like go together?
Oh,
they would go everywhere together.
Oh yeah, they were like, and they had the creepy voice, and they were with father.
Yeah, they would all speak simultaneously.
Yeah.
There was a episode where those five kids, I don't know if it was an episode or if it was a movie, but there was an episode, I think it was an episode, where all five of them would continuously interact with the five, obviously protagonists of the show. And the protagonists were trying to deliver something, but, they would change they would change the theme of it after everyone would tell their story. So like number 4, for example, I think that was the kid who liked Dragon Ball. He told the story, and when we saw the, what's it called? When we saw the 5 kids, they looked like the forms of Frieza. It was really cool. I don't know. I don't know if you've seen it, but,
I think I remember because number one had the
number one.
Yeah, that was his name. He had the glasses and the red sweater.
Is what I'm laughing at.
There was number 2. Number 3 was.
I think that was the girl, like the funny. I can't remember which girl it was. No. I think it was the
number 3. Number
with the green sweater.
Number 3 was.
Oh no, number 3 was the boy. No. Number 5 was the girl in the green sweater.
No, number 4 was the boy. Number 5 was the green sweater. Number 3 was the one with the backwards hat.
Yeah, wait. Mm-hmm. Oh, so number 2 was the kid in the blue sweater?
Yep.
The blue shirt? I don't
Yeah, he was the pilot of the bus thing, I think.
I don't know. He had like goggles on, right?
Yeah, that was number 2.
Yeah.
Let's see.
All right. No, I was thinking of I thought he was number 3 or number. Yeah, I thought he was number 3.
Here's another one.
I don't know.
Here's another one.
Oh wait, real quick. I agree with you. Definitely a classic.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful show, great for kids, especially when it comes to growing up. And as a teenager, or late teenager, I guess I'm pretty much an adult now, I guess. I don't know. Whatever people consider an adult and a teenager, I don't give a shit. Seeing, how teenagers act, I thought it was hilarious. Especially as a kid, I was like, I don't ever want to be a teenager, right? Because I would see the teenagers in the show, and I was like, they're so mean. They're so loud. They're so inconsiderate.
So inconsiderate.
And I remember the scene. I don't know if you remember, but there was a scene where the teenagers all had like battleships or whatever, and they were all jamming to like really loud music. And I just remember seeing all of them doing the headbanging, and I was like, "They're so dumb. Why are they even headbanging? It doesn't make any sense. Just dance." And as as someone who's a teen now, I understand the concept of headbanging because I listen to rock. So I'm like, huh, that show's a little too accurate for me.
Let's see. How about this one? Courage the Cowardly Dog.
9.9. I can't remember a single bad episode.
Oh no! I mean, I give Courage the straight 10 out of 10. They never seen a bad episode.
My only thing was that although it was nice to always enjoy, and I think the villains of the story had always provided some sort of lesson, regardless. Especially, we've spoken about this before, but the episode with the cat, the bunny, and the dog.
Yeah, the mask.
Especially, yeah, that was I think that'll go down in cartoon history in terms of just what was allowed on TV. But I think just the show in general, just courage, persevering through all these challenges. He would do it in a different way every time. And I thought it was really interesting and creative. I think the only thing I wish that I could have had more of was probably a relationship between Muriel and
Eustace,
her husband. Eustace, yeah. I was about to say his name with a G. I don't even know why.
Juju.
Jurgen's hot dogs.
Jurgen Von Strangle.
I don't know.
From the Fairly Odd Parents.
I just wish that there was more of a relationship between them two.
I feel you.
Although they were it wasn't necessary. That's like the one thing I would have wanted. That's the only reason I rated it like that.
No, I get it.
Desire.
I will say this. What made Courage like the definite 10 out of 10 for me was how they ended it. Courage has one of my favorite endings, not just to any cartoon, but to any show, period. Because even though I know I'm a cartoon, animation boy, that's who I am, I have seen my fair share of like different shows and movies. Courage literally ended with the name of an episode called Perfect. It's a simple message, no craziness attached to it, but it hit me so hard. It is probably one of my favorite episodes to any show ever. And it's simple. It's Eustace is Eustace, and he tries his best, and he doesn't try his best, Courage does. Eustace tells Courage, I want you to fix this, but he doesn't tell him how. And then when Courage messes up because he doesn't know fucking how to do it, he yells at him. And Courage,
fucking dog.
Yeah, and Courage just becomes worse and worse and worse. Now, eventually, the monster, quote unquote, of the episode is this evil teacher that comes in. That's like, no, you must be perfect. Your posture must be perfect. What you're learning must be perfect. At first, when I was a kid, I thought, Eustace ordered the teacher. But the more I grew up, I realized Muriel and Eustace aren't there when the teacher's there. And I ended up realizing that the creator wanted this is Courage's animated form of a mental struggle. He wasn't going crazy, obviously, but this was just a more animated version of what Courage was going through in his mind. Like he couldn't go to sleep because he was having nightmares of him not being perfect and him being ridiculed because of it. And he was putting himself through like emotional hell. In like Looney Tunes fashion, of course, but when you get the message, like he was so like tired. At one point, he just went in a trance that even Eustace doing the ooga booga with the mask would not faze him. Like when the trademark thing, but eventually, Courage learns certain things about himself. And you know how you said you would love to see more of their relationship? There was one part where Muriel said something to Eustace and he apologized, and Eustace, in a rare form of Compassion says, "It's okay, Muriel. Nobody's perfect," and it gives Courage this new outlook. And then he goes. Keep in mind, this is Courage the Cowardly Dog, so weird. It's something can be wholesome but weird at the same time. But Courage was, brushing his teeth, getting ready for the night because he had to brush his teeth perfect, quote unquote. But he looks inside the bathtub because there's a fish in there, a weird barracuda that was supposed to be dinner. I don't know what the fuck, but the barracuda says, "There's no such thing as perfect. It's your imperfect." It's so weird, but it's so wholesome at the same time, because he's right. He's like, "There's no such thing as perfect. You want to know what makes you perfect? Your imperfections. Because if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be who you are." And Courage realizes this. So the episode ends with, "You must draw the number 6 perfect." So what he does is that he draws a picture of space and different planets. And when he folds the planets together and they make the number 6, like in an abstract painting. Cool. And, the teacher melts away and everything. And, Courage does the classic laugh and everything. But I loved it because when I saw that episode for the first time, I was in a point in my life, like as a kid, where I thought I had to fix something for me, that I had to change something about myself. Yeah. And what I love too is that after that episode, I tried talking to my dad about it, and my dad said, "Kid, there's always going to be assholes out there. And there's always going to be people out there who like you for no reason. You can't really explain it." He said, "Kid, I can promise you this. If someone had an issue with you, they tell you." He said, for all the times, let's say something was going on and I had an issue with you, what did I do, Seb? I talked to you, I called it out, I talked to you about it, and we find a way to fix it. There's nothing wrong with you. It's the asshole's fault. Now come eat some pizza. And it was such a small moment, but bro, when I told you I was ready to cry, because that was something I struggled with. So to see not only one of my favorite cartoons end in such a way, but also talk about something that hit me a certain way, that was immediate. Courage is a 10 out of 10. To me, it's the rare example of a perfect cartoon. You cannot, I agree. That beautiful. Let's see, what's
too cool for school.
Not safe for work. No, let me stop.
What?
Okay, off topic. There's a term that artists use, that if they make something related to porn.
That's what NSFW means.
Yes.
Oh.
You didn't. I
was like, why do they call inappropriate stuff NSFW? And I realized it's because it's not safe for work.
I don't know.
That's so cool. I'm dumb.
Let's see, what's another cartoon? I know I mentioned this one before, but we didn't talk about it. Regular Show. Wonderful.
That was a moan. Don't worry.
I know.
It's a wonderful show. 10 out of 10. No question. No question. Perfection. It literally has everything you could possibly want in a show. It's the irregularity, the fact alone that, although yes, it'd be nice if the show had a lesson every time, it doesn't need a lesson, but it always has a story. And I think the world expands almost every time that the show happens. For every episode.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just great. Although it'd be nice for some straight up continuity, throughout the villains, I don't think it's needed. Because there are certain things that just are. Skip's always going to know how to solve something, or at least some idea on how to solve something, right? Pops, wonderful character, enjoyable. He's a great guy. He's really chill. He's super sweet, right? And then it's I don't know, all the other characters have their own little things, but at the same time it's just their stories have developed in a way where it's subtle. It's not, the show is not really about anything if you think about it, right? Like, it's not about Mordecai's romance. It's not about Rick being
The whole
like,
point of the show,
person.
the slogan of the show is "It's anything but."
Everything but, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I think the show just overall has such great presence that it doesn't need anything specific to make it good. It just is. It just is good.
And not to mention the impact that the show had.
100%.
I called 2010 the animation like modern renaissance because kids TV, especially when it came to like cartoons and shit, they were not doing good at all. So and Phineas and Ferb planted the seeds, and what grew.
Dude, too many memes came from that fucking show. Phineas, fucking bitch.
I mean, Phineas and Ferb is a classic too. No doubt about that. But
no doubt. But I don't think it's as. I don't want to compare shows and like say which one's better, but I don't think it has as much of an impact as a lot of these other shows do.
But I say this because I will at least argue this. I think Phineas and Ferb at least opened the doors to being creative. Because you cannot deny that Phineas and Ferb, almost every episode, has something completely different in almost every episode. And I thought it was beautiful. So then they planted the seeds, and what came out were just a whole bunch of different shows. And Regular Show was one of those shows. And, oh my God. Dude. The episode where Mordecai has to forget Pop's naked. The episode where they have to fight off zombies in the cemetery while movie night was happening. The episode where...
Oh, the Cloud Girl, when she flipped.
CJ, yep.
CJ, man. It was next level shit.
The build up with Mordecai and Margaret. Rigby finally...
Man, fuck that bitch Margaret.
I'll say this. One of my people could say what they want about the newer episodes, but if there's something they did right was working on Rigby's character. Rigby went from a piece of shit, lovable asshole to arguably the most mature person in the show, and that is a beautiful thing. Like when Rigby is the one giving Mordecai relationship advice.
Let her go, man.
Yeah, like he said, he said relationships don't have to be as hard as you think. He's like, cause he said as long as there's communication there. He said think of it like carrying a couch. Two people can carry a couch, but not one. You know what I mean? I'm like, and then I looked at that because I was like, yo, I remember a few years ago, you were like, and then we went boom, and the astronauts, and we saved the world with your sandwich. Like, I remember that Rigby. I remember the Rigby that was scared of the evil taxi. I remember the Rigby that used to yell about everything, and he turned into a fucking family man. If that's not growth, I don't know what is.
Oh yeah, I forgot he had a girlfriend. That's so cool.
Yeah, it was Eileen.
I didn't even remember that. That's another great thing about the show. It was like it has such like subtle things that I don't even remember, but still make the show that much greater.
Yeah.
Like Muscle Man having a girlfriend. I swear that was his sister. I don't care what anyone says. Muscle Man's girlfriend was his sister. Alright. Margaret, she's a different color. She looks like a totally different bird from Mordecai, so it's not weird. Right? Mm-hmm. Rigby's girlfriend looks completely different from him. He's a raccoon, or at least I think. And then she has like some weird ferret shit going on. She's a squirrel. I don't fucking know.
A squirrel.
She has something going on, right? And then, Muscle Man over here dating his fucking sister. It's fucking weird. So yeah, I don't care what anyone says. Muscle Man was dating his sister the entire time. I forgot her name. What was her name?
Starla.
Yeah, Starla.
Listen, I'm gonna say this right now. The episode where Muscle Man made that radio song for Starla, I know the song by heart. Okay.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah. I used to
Deep, bro.
be no listen, I used to be a loser hanging with my loser friends. But the first time that we made out made my neck hair stand on end. Oh, Starla. Starla,
What the
kisses
fuck?
like my
Why do
heart
you
is
remember
spinning
this?
donuts. The show is perfect, okay? It gets better.
I'm not saying it's not, but what the fuck, bro? Why
You're
do you
the
memorize this?
you're the
You trying to
cheese
pick up a girl with
upon.
this?
No, obviously not. You're the
You
cheese
should.
upon my
I want to see if
burger.
this shit'll work.
You're the ketchup on the bun. And just like the perfect burger, our love's never overdone.
Our love's never overdone. I like that line.
You're the ketchup on my fries. And I'll punch the face of any bro who might say otherwise. Like, it's so fucking stupid, but it's wholesome. Like, I can't
Yeah.
explain it. And even then, Rigby was like, yo, that song was trash. Like, regular
What was
show.
that song where they all made it and it was like them chilling or whatever?
Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Come to the
That was
macaroni
it.
party. Then I
Yeah.
take it. And then Benson
Snap.
came in with the drums.
Yeah. Wait, Benson came in with the what?
The drums, remember?
Oh yeah.
That was
Yo,
cool.
Benson's so wholesome, man.
I love his evolution, too.
Benson makes me wish I had like an old grandpa with a huge ass head to hug. That I could like just hug his head though, because his head's so huge.
People don't realize, but regular show had its moments that let you know it could be serious. And the moment that let me know, it wasn't even episodes like Exit 9B. It was when
It was Benson getting angry.
No.
When he turned into the sun.
No, not just that, but it was the I forgot the name of the episode, but they had to Mordecai and Rigby had to fix the cart, but they saw an arcade and they got distracted, and this time you can say because like when something happens and even though you can say Mordecai and Rigby did something, at least they were able to fix it because there were things out of their control, so you could be like, yeah, you can't blame Mordecai and Rigby for that, but for this they had to take the L for it, but Benson. You would think of all the things Benson could do, like, hell, even in a past episode, he turned into the sun and fucking yelled at them. Like, what more can he do? Until he looks at them and he keeps yelling at them. And then he's like, don't you know that your actions have consequences that can affect people like me? And then he starts to tear up. And his voice cracks. He goes, don't you understand? I'm about to lose my job. You may not care about keeping yours, but I care about keeping mine because if I lose mine, I'm nothing. And he starts to cry and Mordecai and Rigby just stand there like, what the fuck? There was no music, nothing. It was just Benson crying and then realizing at least he thought it was over. So he's like, if you don't mind me, I'm going to wait in the car because as of now, I'm certain I'm an unemployed man. And they look at each other like, yo, we fucked up. Mm-hmm. Like, regular show wasn't scared to be real. Like, don't get me wrong, he still kept his job, obviously, because, regular show being a not regular show. Yeah, but regular show is a rare cartoon. I don't know if we'll ever get a cartoon like that again.
I don't think we will.
That show was the definition of weird perfection, and I can't. Here's my hot take. I once talked about this to you, but to my SpongeBob fans out there, listen,
SpongeBob
I'm with
sucks.
you.
It's garbage. Throw it out. Throw it in the garbage. And now we're gonna get canceled.
It's okay.
You're welcome.
But in all honesty, I give SpongeBob a 9 out of 10. No, I'm not giving it the 10. I give it a 9.
I'm not giving it the 10.
Listen, as much as...
I agree. I think it's a solid 9 out of 10.
Listen, I'll repeat this until the day I die. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong, the new episodes are fucking great, but I repeat this till the day I die. If I sound like a boomer, I'm sorry, but if SpongeBob ended the way it was intended with the first 3 seasons and the first movie, 20 out of 10 instant classic. Like, fuck
I
off.
agree.
You know what I mean?
It was more popular than Pokemon for a reason.
Exactly. With what dirty animal would throw this peanut at such a cute... Yo, remember the fry cook games when the dude ran through with the Krabby Patty on fire? He was like, I now declare these fry cook games open! And he fucking caught on fire.
Yeah. I don't know, man. SpongeBob has too many memorable moments. It's like, there's the obvious ones and there's the more subliminal ones.
Yeah.
Take it away, Penny!
Leedle.
He has such a way with words. Meow! Meow!
I'll get you next time, crabs. Shiakazi.
I remember that.
Or when, like, Squidward would come out on stage and no one would cheer, but then SpongeBob would come out and then everyone would cheer.
Would come out, yeah. That was too good.
This guy stinks.
Oh.
Beautiful. Let's see, what's another one? What's another one? Because this definitely has to be a cartoon that we both watched as a kid. You want to know
Flapjack.
That's a definite. If anything, I think Flapjack is underrated compared to a lot. Like, it's popular, but it's underrated compared to everything. Okay.
Yeah.
To go back to the Phineas and Ferb thing, there were 3 cartoons that planted the seeds for the Renaissance. It was Phineas and Ferb, Chowder, and Flapjack.
I would agree with that. That's
especially for sure. Flapjack. I don't think we'd have shows like Rick and Morty if it was for, like, Flapjack. Not at all.
Yeah. Because Flapjack had a lot behind it, where it was like, I don't know, there was so much. How do I say? Especially, I don't know if you remember, but there was a lot of moments in Flapjack where I was just like, holy shit,
Yeah.
And there were different types of holy shit. Like, there was the holy shit, like, when they would go to, like, the realistic looking screen of, like, someone's foot or some shit.
Oh, yeah.
And they would, like, play the sound, like, oh!
Those are my favorite.
Yeah, I love those. And then, there were some, like, kind of real weird moments where it was like, don't go west.
Oh my god.
Like, what the fuck?
Yo, one of my favorite episodes had one of my favorite sequences to any cartoon, and they had to get Willy the Octopus, and eventually Willy the Octopus gets on the boat and he inks everyone, and then the screen goes black. I mean, he's an octopus, but like the screen goes black, and then when you hear the thunder flashing, you hear like as the thunder is flashing, the lightning is showing what's happening. And for a second I was just like, oh my god. Holy shit. Like, only Flapjack can pull this off.
Flapjack had a lot of solid moments. Like, I think there was an episode where they, like, I think Flapjack and Knuckles made Bubby mad, and it was just like the whole episode of them trying to, like, figure out a way to recover. And Knuckles was like, no. Oh, yeah. Flapjack and, no. Bubby and Knuckles had, like, an argument or something. And I think, Flapjack somehow got involved, and she got mad at Flapjack. And it was like, oh no, Flapjack was trying to get them together. That's what it was. Flapjack was trying to get them both back together so that they could, make amends. And Knuckles was being a dickhead about it. And so Bubby reacted the same way. And I was like, wow, this is great. Because I think it's a nice way to show kids how it's like misunderstandings and, things, beef never goes well,
Mm-hmm.
no matter how stupid or serious it is. I don't know. I thought it was a nice little touch.
You know what? But I'll say this. I don't think Chowder gets the credit it deserves either.
I don't think so. But
Chowder!
Chowder has less memeable moments. I don't remember.
It has more.
Oh, no, that's a lie.
Yeah.
That's a lie. No, I remember.
Yeah. Chowder! Dear boy! Light of my life! Do you not understand what you just did? Or better yet, my face.
I love that funny girl, man. Oh, and her mom was so fucking weird. She had like, I remember she was robust in one area. I think she had the fatty. I was like, yo,
do you think Mungdal is a girl?
Wait. Time out.
The blue guy?
Time out.
You mean the blue guy, right?
No, I'm not talking about the blue guy. You mean the blue guy with the big nose and the white mustache?
Yeah, okay, no.
No, I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about the bunny girl's mom.
Oh, yeah, no,
You made me think that was a man.
No,
what
I'm
is
sorry.
Wrong with you?
I'm sorry, I thought you meant something else. I'm so sorry.
No! You weirdo!
I'm so sorry. Okay,
I said Mundal got the fatty.
I'm sorry. No, but now this is making me think of the scene where he goes, "Woman, we are going to make the nicest Christmas gift ever, and you're going."
Oh.
And I've. You're not my boyfriend. I'm not your boyfriend.
If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends.
Friendship never ends. No.
Okay.
Rada.
Yo, that shit was funny, bro.
Schnitzel,
I don't care what anyone
Schnitzel
says.
is amazing.
Schnitzel's existence is hilarious. Rada. What? Let me tell you something. I think, what's the guy's name? Mundane?
Mungdal.
Mundal, right? Mundal was like, he gave me Yagazi vibes. I don't know why.
That is Yagazi's favorite character. That is Yagazi's favorite character in the show.
It makes sense. He gives me Yagazi vibes.
Chowder.
Oh, no.
Dear boy.
Yeah, boy.
Light of my life. Like, you could tell he wanted to strangle Chowder, but he didn't because, like, that's my son.
Don't blame him.
Purple Nurples. Yo, if Burple Nurples wasn't the definition of Mungdal's love for Chowder, oh my god. This man was willing to kill himself to make sure Chowder felt good about the Burple Nurples, despite the fact that they were poisonous.
I'm trying to remember. There was another show that I was just thinking about. Oh, Adventure Time.
Adventure Time? Come on, grab your friends.
We
go to the distant lands. Jake the dog and Finn the human. Pauses never end this adventure time. Boop.
Dude, let me tell you something right here, right now.
With sexy pole dancing.
Listen, bro.
Go nuts.
I cannot tell you the impact on my life that show had. Especially the episode where Ice King had all of the princesses in the cage and Finn and Jake let them go. I have no clue why. It is a classic, story of, the two heroes save all the princesses from the bad guy. Dude, between that and the Gunther episode, forget it. It's like, the impact on my life, it made no sense, but I adopted the name Gunther for myself because of that show. I swear to you on everything. I tried to get people to call me Gunther, but the show was. No. When I was younger, when I was younger, I was always into it.
Okay, but
I wanted people to call me Gunther, but I was like, you know what? Everyone's seen the show, so I changed it to Gunter instead. I took out the H. So I wanted everyone to call me Gunter because that's the closest I could get to Gunther, and I would always do that randomly in sentences. I would just say something, and then I ended off with Frank. I'm telling you, man.
The years we've known each other, You've never told
Insane.
me.
Yeah. Like,
Wow.
randomly, I would just go, wank. You know, like, while my mom's talking, I would just go, wank. And I would hope and pray that one day someone would get it. No one got it.
I probably would
I
have.
should have just gone with Gunther.
I
I should
probably
have just
would.
gone with Gunther. I was so bad.
Gunther. But yo,
Wank.
the show's impact on me, it was the episode with the cage, meeting Marceline for the first time, the fries episode. Oh my god.
Marceline kind of gave me a kid boner. It's very strange.
No, same here. Are you kidding me?
Big
But
kitty
my
cock
favorite
out.
episode was Marceline and Ice King.
Daddy, I have to go take my time. Oh wait, no, that wasn't that episode. That was when she was talking about her
No.
dad.
The magic keeps me alive, but it's making me crazy, and I need to save you. But who's going to save me? Please
Yo, the writers for
forgive
that
me.
song need like an award because honestly, the amount
Rebecca
of good
Sugar.
song
Rebecca Sugar.
award. She gets awards.
Yep,
all of them. Every award.
No, she got her award. She made Steven Universe.
No, I'm talking about for Adventure Time. I don't think anyone gives Adventure Time at least the soundtrack as much credit as it deserves. Even just the songs that they would play like during like random scenes, like would be hilarious, but at the same time kind of serious. Like when Finn and Jake were trying to, I think it was get the wishes from the elephant. Right? Like,
I want a sandwich.
Dude, the soundtrack for that still is stuck in my head. Just because of all of the, like, the ridiculous shit that they would have to do, but the serious music that was behind it that made it, like, almost 10 times funnier. I was like, what the fuck? Like, when Jake was a little noodle in Finn's hand because he stretched too far, and all I was thinking was, yo, is he gonna fucking die? Is Jake gonna die? I remember getting so sad for no reason, knowing that he's gonna, you know, reach the wish-granting elephant anyways. It was like, dude, what the fuck? The sorrow that show brought me when Finn spoke to Princess Gumball with, like, I think it was on the hilltop. Where
Bubblegum.
Like,
there we go.
no,
Princess
you don't
Bubblegum.
get
You
to
said
do this.
You said Gumball.
Where he was like, oh, whatever. Bubblegum, whatever. You know what I mean?
I know what
I
you
was thinking
mean.
of two shows at the same time. But no, it was like he was trying to talk to her. No. I think he was writing something down on the hill. She comes out of nowhere and she's like, "You're my hero, Finn." And he looked at her, got so red, and all I can remember as a kid was like the sorrow I felt because I was getting over a crush too, and I was like, "Yo." I'd be so mad if that happened to me. And he's like, no, you don't get to do that. Not now. I'm finally happy and you're doing your thing and I can't do this.
Yeah.
I used to like you.
He's
you know, her
he said,
face,
I was in love with you. He said, and you didn't like me back. So I moved on. And now that I moved on, what happened? What, you couldn't tell me something before?
I don't know, man.
Like that
trauma.
that was amazing to me. I'm gonna say this right now. Because there's some shows I love because of how hilarious they are, and there's some shows I love because of how like deep they can get. And
can't remember.
No, there's a lot to choose from, and
yeah, it's never easy.
Yeah,
I think that's why it's so difficult for us to pick one. Because
and like, I'm trying to choose like
to talk about.
I'm trying to choose modern shows because I don't want to go to the '90s route. Gumball's a classic. Gumball is a 10 out of 10 for so many reasons, but honestly, I'm gonna give it this. Gumball is the one cartoon I know, at least that I could think of, that got better as the show went on. There was no such thing as downhill to Gumball. As the seasons went on, it got so much better. Like with the writing, with the jokes, like the episode where we learn about Nicole's parents, and it was like, why are you punishing me? I got an A on everything. You got an F on this thing here. That's my gender. I'm a female. Like, you can't make that shit up.
I know.
You can't make that shit up. Or just the shit Gumball says, like when he saw like a kiss mark on his locker, and he's like, that's not even a kiss mark, that's a rap star snarl. Like, like the dumb shit. Like, and that's just like you have to watch the show to get it. Like, the amount of creativity, the different styles they use, and the writing is great. If there's definitely a network that thrived in the 2010s, it was Cartoon Network. Don't get me wrong, Disney Channel had their shit. Gravity Falls is like a near perfect show. That's like that's like Disney's Lion King of cartoons. Gravity, especially the second season during Weird Mageddon, don't even get me started. But Cartoon Network was consistent. Why? Simple. Because with Disney, it was rare for them to find a certain cartoon. You know what I mean? Eventually, shows like Fish Hooks went away. And Disney had some shitty shows too. Pickle and Peanut sucks ass.
I remember that shit. Disney XD was kind of okay though.
No,
I'm not talking about cartoons. I'm just talking about some of the shows they had.
Yeah, no, Disney XD was cool, but either the cartoons were canceled or it didn't work. Cartoon Network, they would experiment, and they would see what would work. Yeah. They didn't have their occasional cartoon, or it wasn't like with Nickelodeon where they just did a whole bunch of reruns of SpongeBob until like 2017.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They took their chances. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they had their fuck ups like Uncle Grandpa. But, I think they learned from them.
Uncle Grandpa wasn't that bad, but I know what you mean.
No, I mean like in the sense of like compared to what a lot of other shows that
the Uncle Grandpa, Mad, Secret Mountain for Awesome, Problem Solvers. Like obviously these shows.
I have to say, Mad was. I don't want to say it was a hidden gem, but I think it was in the wrong place. I think if Mad was a little more inappropriate and it was on Adult Swim, it would have been perfect.
Oh, same. Modern day Robot Chicken. I would be a little
concerned that it would just be another Robot Chicken.
Same, because Robot Chicken is different. Robot Chicken is different.
Yeah, Robot Chicken thrives because it's so over the top. Like the Gummy Bear one, oh my gosh, such a classic. I'm so happy because I'm a gummy bear. Gummy bear.
Yeah, so that is the one thing related to Adult Swim that made my mom laugh. And my mom and dad usually, not just Robot Chicken, but I mean like Adult Swim shit in general. You know what I mean? Because to get like one of my favorite cartoons of all time is Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yeah.
Which like that show's a classic to me. However, you know what I mean? Not everyone likes that show. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Shit like The Bibble questioning the words of the Mighty Jimmy, to us that's hilarious.
Yo, dude, the fucking Bibble will never get old. It's the Bible. This is the Bibble.
You question the words of the Mighty Jimmy?
Oh man, even just like episodes with like I think anyone with what was that guy's name?
Carl?
That weird guy? Carl was his name?
The neighbor?
I don't know, man. Every episode with him in it was a good one.
And it was usually almost everyone.
Deal with some random bullshit.
Listen, two of my favorite Aqua Teen episodes. I can't choose like number one because it's legendary. It's their Halloween one when actually, no. I know what my favorite Aqua Teen episode, like, of all time is. It's called Bible Fruits. I'm sure I've told you about this episode before. But it's the one where...
Oh, is this the one where the fruits are, like, recovering addicts?
Yes. Oh, my fucking God.
Oh, my God.
That was one of the...
Dude, I want to watch that with you. I've only seen the clips, but, dude, I want to watch the whole thing with you. That shit is too fucking funny.
You orange whore. Hold that thought. It's like, oh, now I get it. Now I get it. Now you want to have sex with the fries. Is that it? How about you tell me some more lies? And then you just see Frylock standing there like this. So then Frylock looks at Meatwad leaving. He's like, no, don't leave me. And Meatwad's like, listen, this isn't for me, man. Look at them. Look at them.
You know what just came to mind?
What?
I don't know if you remember, but I would be, at least for me, when I was younger, right? Even though I had school the next day, what I would always do is I would go downstairs and I would put my TV on 12, right? Because, volume setting 12.
Gotcha.
Because I would watch Adult Swim, right? And I would turn on closed captioning. What the fuck? This dude just yelled at me and I don't even know what he said. Okay.
Uh-oh.
I'm playing more Kombat. But the, maybe it's because I picked Spawn. But, because, we're both picking Spawn. Oh, never mind. I guess it's because the game ended. The episode, no, not the episode. There were 2 shows on Cartoon Network that I felt were, not on Cartoon Network, on Adult Swim. I guess technically Cartoon Network if you want to call it that. But on Adult Swim, there were 2 shows that ended the exact same way every episode. And I don't know why, but I think that if those 2 shows were given like a better time, because I think I would watch them at like 1 or 2 in the morning.
Hour and a half.
And they were just great. I think one of them was, I think the show was called Metalocalypse.
Oh, I remember Metalocalypse.
Yeah.
That show was underrated.
I can't remember if it happened every episode, but I remember in a couple episodes they would have, like, at the end, everyone just dying. Like, they would just kill a shit ton of people at their concert. Or whatever. And then there was another show called Super Jail.
Oh my god.
And I don't remember if there was a story to
I remember Super Jail. I just remember...
Deaths.
Yeah, it was crude as shit. That show...
It was so good, though. I wonder if they have it on Netflix. They should. I'm gonna check right now. But, dude, Super Jail, for whatever reason, will always stay in my head for the insane brutality that it was just full of. Like, everything at the end, like at the end of the episode, as soon as it went to shit, everyone was dead. But there were so many prisoners that they could just do it again the next day. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I just remember the fear in every prisoner's eyes. It didn't matter who you were. It didn't matter if you were buff. It didn't matter if you were thin. You were gone. You were dead. The show did not discriminate. All I remember was everyone getting their shit torn in every episode. And it was great. I needed it. Because it was so beautiful. I don't know. That might just be me, but I love Super Jail. I'm surprised I still remember it.
No, I remember Super Jail.
Oh, great.
I remember one of the characters that was like a girl, but she sounded like a dude.
I remember that. There's been a couple of shows that have done that. And I think, I'm trying to remember the name of the show. I never really watched it. I think it's Arthur. It was on,
PBS Kids?
It was, what? No, not that one. Oh no, Archer.
There we go. That was on FX. Yeah.
That's what it was. And wait, Archer's on Netflix?
Is it?
Is that what you said? What did you just say?
No, it was on FX, like the channel FX.
Oh wow, they have Batman: The Killing Joke on Netflix. Huh.
The movie's not bad at all. It's just that one. It's just that one scene, and that's it.
But yeah, there's been a couple shows that have done that. Listen, I have no problem with like shows doing shit like that, but it's just hilarious when something, and it goes farther than shows. I'm sure you remember the chick who sounded like a dude from Shrek.
Oh yeah,
like,
that was funny.
Fucking iconic and hilarious. Like, even though she sounded like a dude, it was hilarious seeing, like, the scenes when, like, for example, she would put her leg out, And the guards, I think this was Shrek 3. Yeah, because it was just Prince Charming and his mom died, and he was trying to marry Rapunzel. Damn, look at my memory. Damn, Gabe, good shit. All right, but I remember the girl put her leg out because all the princesses escaped. She put her leg out for the guards to see, and guards were like, they catcalled her, and it was like, damn, that's a sexy ass leg. Like they haven't seen a leg before, or whatever. They whistled at her, and they came over, and all of a sudden you see the girl pop out of nowhere with the mole, and she was like, "Hey boys," and it's just small stuff like that. Like I think they have it in a bunch of other shows. I can't remember which, but I don't know. I think some people see it as like offensive, but I love it. I think it's great. It's hilarious, and I love the idea of it. It's priceless. But yeah, I can't remember. I think Archer did it too. Not Archer. Fucking
Venture Brothers.
Was it? Was that what it was called? Venture Brothers?
The main antagonist's girlfriend had a deep ass voice.
That's probably it.
Venture Brothers is underrated, especially the character Red Death has to be one of my favorite villain characters of all time. And he's very underrated too. But basically,
I see another show, Invader Zim. We can talk about that after.
We're talking about Zim right now. That show, listen, I don't give a fuck who says what. They could suck my fucking dick.
Can we talk about the way the show started first?
Yes, please.
Beautiful.
Please, I love the intro to the show. Do you mean like the theme song or the?
Oh, I was talking about. I think it's the beginning of the show where we see Zim and he gets like his little robot buddy. And
yeah, girl.
Actual conquering aliens. Yeah. I'm much better with film than I am with TV. But at least recently, I've started getting into TV, just like in general.
Oh,
not necessarily cartoons. I've been trying more anime, but
Zim is fucking.
Back to Zim. Yo, that episode where we find out or when we first see Zim, and it's like, he's kind of a reject, and like he's like a midget compared to everyone else. And, the tall alien twins are like, you have to go to Earth and conquer it, but you have to be undercover, right?
Yeah.
And they know Zim is not going to do shit. So Zim goes down to Earth and starts this whole journey. I don't know, man. That's like, the way they just shit on Zim, even though he's the protagonist, is so great. I love that about the show. How he's such a greatly flawed character, and sometimes he learns his lesson. I don't know.
You want to know?
8.5 out of 10 minimum.
No, listen. Zim is. It's funny because I'm like the guy that's like, oh yeah, my 10 out of 10s are like, this, and yeah, here I am rating a whole bunch of them 10 out of 10. But there's a reason I have it. I'm gonna say this.
I think it's also because of the personal reasons, I don't think you can have a 10 out of 10 without, personal.
That's true.
Enjoyment from the
I'm gonna
show,
say this right now. Zim has one of the smartest written episodes ever. Some of my favorite episodes in any cartoon is when they answer a question. Like SpongeBob had the episode Squidsville. If Squidward really hates SpongeBob and Patrick, why doesn't he move out? Well, he does. And it doesn't work out at all because he realizes he misses the fun. Sure, Squidward likes the things he enjoys, but if he has that all the time in his life, it's obviously not going to work. And it was a cool lesson too. In here, Invader Zim answered this question. Zim is so smart. Why can't he make Gur smart? You know what I mean? Why is Gur stupid all the time? Well, this episode answers the question. So Zim is like, you know what? I'm tired of Gur being so stupid. So he makes a device where the more he cranks it up, the smarter Gur gets, because he understands that Gur is he's a weird type of robot and he needs to be built a certain way. You know what I mean? So it's not that he's just doing this just to do it. They're establishing that there is a reason he's building it this way, which I think is great. And what happened is that Gur eventually, he grows into, the maniacal person he is, and he turns on Zim. So now Zim has to go against his mission for once because it could mean the death of him and the world because Gur has turned into such a crazy thirst for knowledge filled maniac. Like, Gur was like, why do I need you? You're just holding me back. You never even liked me. You tolerated me as at best. So, don't get me wrong, it had their silly shit, but the fact that the reason, they gave a reason as to why Gur always stood as Gur. Because they said, imagine if Gur stood fixed and remained remarkably intelligent. Oh my!
He might have been able to take over Earth by himself.
But he would be able. He literally almost killed everyone in the library because he wanted to absorb knowledge. Like, that is one of my favorite Zim episodes, next to the Walk of Doom, because that one is just for a Zim episode. It's surprisingly wholesome and hilarious, and I love it. But I loved this one because it showed like Zim wasn't afraid to be smart too. Like, why can't he just fix Gur? Well, this is why. Because Gur would turn into a fucking megalomaniac, like if he's fucking Dr. Octopus from the fucking like old Spider-Man comics, and he would fucking,
I don't know, man. There were a lot of shows. Like, I don't know if you ever saw this, but this was like a big memory for me when I was a kid. This is like, big boy shit right here. Listen. When I was a kid, there was a show. I don't know what channel it was on, but I remember that it was like a sort of midget Marvel movie sort of thing, where all the Avengers would get together, and they would be like kind of short.
Superhero Squad?
Was that what it was called? Oh my gosh.
We'll save the day. The Superhero Squad. They'll hero
I think
up
that was it.
Again.
Yeah, definitely. And they would go against Dr. Doom, and I think he was trying to get the Infinity Stones, no?
He was trying to make the Infinity Sword. I remember that. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I haven't seen that show in years, but I remember, like, every episode Wolverine was in, I would, like, orgasm as a kid. It's like, holy shit! Oh my gosh! It's Wolverine!
Because it's Wolverine.
Shit in the episode, he would just talk, and I'd be like, oh my gosh!
Well, listen, if Ghost Rider didn't exist, I know Wolverine would be your favorite hero.
For sure. Just because, at least for me, I always know that even though Wolverine is, in a way, just as cool, to me, just as cool as Ghost Rider in some sense, in a very practical sense, because, let's say like max power, I think Ghost Rider is actually cooler, or at least like ascended power, I don't know what the fuck to call it. I would like to think I would want to be Ghost Rider, but I don't know, man. Wolverine has like some badass moments where he's like, dude.
There's a whole bunch of revenants.
Just the cinematic Wolverine, Like, I grew up on Ghost Rider, like the film, and Ghost Rider 2, Ghost of Vengeance, and X-Men Origins Wolverine. I had the director's cut when I was a kid, the DVD. And all I remember was looking at everything and saying to myself, you know what? These two are my favorite heroes. Like, you can't get much cooler than the Spirit of Vengeance, bro. Especially how Ghost Rider 2 ended, where, he turns into, the Angel of Justice, I guess they called it. I don't know, it was, like, phenomenal to see. Like, as a kid. So, me growing up on that, I've kind of developed and said, you know what? I respect both heroes, but I would have to say Ghost Rider is definitely my favorite. Just because, out of everyone, why wouldn't you want to be God's right hand man. You know?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
There's a bunch of other factors that go into it, but it's like, holy shit, man. Can't get much better than that.
I got into Marvel.
You're literally always right.
Before we end the podcast, because I feel like we've been going on a lot. Something that definitely made me a Marvel fan was I used to watch the cartoons and play the video games as a kid, and from there I'd be like, okay, there's comics I can read. Fuck yes, please. So my first ever Marvel comic was a Venom comic. It was an old Venom Lethal Protector comic. And then one of my aunt's good friends, who I still love to this day, she's amazing. I don't know if she's watching this. If she is, hello, hi, how are you?
Oh Lord,
that's my best friend. She gave me a bunch of different Spider-Man comics and Spawn comics. I have some Spawn comics on me, and I can give them to you if you want. If you want to read them and see what Spawn is like, as an example.
You better chill, bro. If you were to ever do that, I think I would have to. No homo, but I think I would have to kiss you, bro.
And
no, but for real,
and Marvel.
I don't know if I'd be able to mentally handle that.
Yeah, and Marvel versus Capcom 2. You know what I mean?
That was a comic book?
No. Marvel versus the video game Marvel versus Capcom 2.
Oh, okay.
That is...
I was about to say, that don't make sense.
Marvel versus Capcom 2... This is going to be a hot take.
Uh-oh.
Mortal Kombat 9, X, and 11 are incredible, and I love them to death.
Uh-oh.
Smash Brothers Ultimate is like top 3 one of my favorite video games of all time. And Smash Brothers is just one of my favorite games, period. But if I had to choose my favorite fighting game of all time, MVC2 hands down.
Wow.
That is a hot take. And I know that. And listen, I think Smash Ultimate is a 10 out of 10, like S tier game as well. The shit that Sakurai is able to pull is unbelievable. But MVC2's impact on me and the gaming industry and the comic book industry is something that can never be made. You know what I mean? Like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 did the silly characters before Jigglypuff was like popularized. They did shit like bringing in the underrated character before it was popularized in things like Smash Brothers and Mortal Kombat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's... Don't get me wrong. It's like you in both Capcom and Marvel sides, I'm sure there was a ton of characters they could have brought in, but you know what I mean? But like for Marvel, for example, of course you had your Captain America, your Spider-Mans, your Venoms, your Iron Mans, your Wolverines. Like, these were obvious, but Shuma Gorath, the alien, Blackheart, you could play as Thanos. Like,
really?
Yeah, you could play as Thanos in the game. Magneto,
oh, wow.
And you could tell they were X-Men fans. Like, you could play as Gambit, Cyclops, Iceman, Rogue. You could play as Magneto, Juggernaut, Omega fucking Red, Silver Samurai.
I'm gonna definitely need to play that.
Silver Samurai is one of Wolverine's most underrated villains, and they made him a character. And same thing with Capcom's side. They made Servbot a character. Do you know who Servbot is?
No.
Servbot in the Mega Man series is a little fucking Kirby-sized character. And you can play as him. And if you knew how to use him, he was fucking deadly. Like, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is the Melee of the MVC series.
Shit.
It was the game that they worked hard on it, but because at the time, you know, before, you know, the license for Marvel was renewed, they wanted to make MVC2 as great as possible, especially because Capcom had to sadly cancel their Darkstalkers project, which was another fighting game. that they used. So they took like the idea of the Abyss having 3 stages. They took shit like having 56 characters. It was like the ultimate. It was the ultimate game, especially for Marvel side. The characters that they had, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Damn, now I kind of want to play MVC too. Do they have it like on? You know how PlayStation is PlayStation Now?
I don't think so. Nah,
Oh,
we have to emulate it.
tragic.
We have to emulate it. Because
Oh, really?
yeah,
That's gay.
it
I don't know if you
MVC.
remember, there was a dog character in at least MVC3. I remember there was a dog.
Amaterasu.
Is that
Amaterasu.
in MVC2?
Yeah, it's
Is he in
Amaterasu.
MVC2?
Yep.
Nice.
I play the game he's from, Okami. That's a classic game. But oh, you motherfucker. But anyway, basically what I'm saying is let's see. The fucking characters, bro, that they use. The engine they use for MVC2 is called Mugen. To this day, it is free to use because years ago, like I'm talking like a decade and a half ago, Capcom said, "Here you go, guys. Use this. Make your own fighting games. Use our sprites. Make your own." And to this day, people have made their own versions of Marvel vs. Capcom, their own versions of a weird Mortal Kombat. Street Fighter versus SNK.
Oh my gosh. Seb, real quick. I got a 72 in a class that I thought I was going to fail. I am so hyped. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This dude gave me an 88 on my final even though I didn't do half of the instructions. This dude's a goat. I don't care what anyone says.
Do you want me to upload this part of the podcast?
Sure. I don't mind. You have my consent. No, but I totally agree. I have to say, for sure, that I have to play that game. Because
we played it before, but I know...
Wait, no, we haven't.
We like
MVC2?
a few times, but it wasn't like back in All Hallows. It was when you introduced the Happy Chick emulator to me.
But I didn't play it. You played it.
That is true. That's right, because your game was Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
No, that wasn't my game. My game was the Budokai Tenkaichi 3, I think it was. I don't know, maybe it was just Budokai Tenkaichi. But it was a Dragon Ball game.
Yeah, but
that was my game.
Like,
that's what I would always... Actually, you know what? I'm going to get that Happy Chick emulator on my phone. Because my phone's a lot better now, so hopefully it'll work better.
Does this ring any bells? I'ma take you for a ride. Do. I'ma take you for a ride. Nope. Doesn't ring.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, but let's see. Just to give you an idea, the characters you could play as in Marvel side: Spider-Man, Venom, Wolverine, Captain America, Iron Man, War Machine, Gambit, Iceman, Rogue, Storm, Psylocke, Magneto, Juggernaut, Omega Red, Thanos, Blackheart, Shuma Gorath, Silver Samurai, Spiral, Marrow,
Mario!
Let's see, who else?
Mario!
Hell, you could play as 2 Wolverines. There's normal Wolverine and the Bone Claw Wolverine.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Can I get that on my laptop? Have you tried that yet?
I think so. Before we end the podcast, do you want to look up... oh yeah, you could play as Cable too. Do you want to look up Marvel vs. Capcom 2, like the intro?
Sure.
The intro is one of my favorite things in gaming ever.
Versus Campo. I guess it's Capcom. Which intro? Like the one when you first enter the game?
Yeah, like when you first start the game.
Oh yeah, the OST.
Not the OST, but like look at the video.
I see OST. So which one is it? The opening?
Yes. I don't know if it'll play like. Do you see like the video going with the intro?
I see Marvel vs. Capcom 2 intro. I play that.
Yeah.
So all the characters and okay.
Yeah. The piano. Capcom presents.
Capcom presents. What the fuck? What is this soundtrack?
Yo.
Why are we playing fucking bass?
Wait.
This sounds familiar. Ready?
Listen, MVC2 has one of the best gaming soundtracks ever created. Period.
Crossover, attack, counter, snapback, super. Oh wow, that was great. That's cool.
Yo. MVC2 is responsible for most of the shit we have in like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat games right now.
That's really cool.
Like, the game is a timeless classic.
I like this. This is great. I'm gonna get it on my phone now. That's why I want it. Son of a bitch. Now I gotta find out what my number is. But yeah, I definitely want to play it now because I'm more interested to see it.
So,
because I wanna see what you talking about. You feel me?
Are you satisfied with the podcast, bro?
I would say so. How do you feel?
I feel really good. I know again, just
it doesn't matter how you feel.
Few things I gotta edit out.
You gotta love it when I do shit like that. How do you feel? It doesn't matter how you feel.
This could make me jump.
Yeah, I guess so.
Sorry, but oh, that makes me jump. Never mind. Well, yeah. Thank you for listening to the podcast, guys. We have some runaway footage for. I was trying to use my speaker to try and make Gabe and I have the podcast, and it didn't really work out. So we might use that as like a little mini cast. You know, just for the sake of content.
Oh.
Oh, okay. No, that sounds bad. Okay, I mean.
So we're not gonna use it as a porn cast? Okay.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, you told me that if I took off my clothes that you would use the footage and pay me for it. So that's what I did.
Yeah, but this isn't the right time.
But you told me that you would do that.
Honey, this is not the... Let me stop.
What? Excuse me?
I was trying to make like a marriage joke or some shit with that.
Police! Police!
I died. Alright, so that's the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Have a boy.
Wait, what if I want to have a girl?
Then have a fucking girl, I guess.
What if I want to have a penguin? My own Gunther? Or Gunther?
Then you quack until you give birth to it. Fucking...
Quack, 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 quack.